outside. And, of course, a calm day inside U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Today we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on tap between the Dallas Cowboys and the Minnesota Vikings. Are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Throwing right away. He's going to drop this one down to Gibson. The game's first play produces 6 yards. Brings up second down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
The first carry for the Memphis man, Antonio Gibson. It's a 9-yard gain, and it'll keep the drive moving. For the Vikings, it's 7-2 here on the year. Their head coach, he's got them believing in themselves. They've won 7 of their last 9 games now. And I thought they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Throwing is Hurts. Got a man. It's complete to Jelani Woods. And some room to run now. And he's going to get this down inside the 5 before he's out of bounds. A big play there on the catch and run. 64 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. 1st and goal. Gibson will score. Touchdown, Vikings. It finishes off the drive with a touchdown.
Stay on the field, run it, and catch it, and he gets it done.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
So the drive's going to start with Pollard. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. It's a gain of 35. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. So the completion gets him just a yard, and it's 2nd down. This defense for the Vikings, they were terrific last week in the victory over Buffalo.
No matter what coverage was called, they were right in the hip pockets of the receivers all game long, step for step, running their routes with them. Turned out they were right there every time the ball was in the air, and they came away with 5 interceptions in that one.
Meanwhile, Jones' throw complete here to Waller. downs, but not before he's inside the 30. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Now Jones. And this one caught along the sideline, but they say already out of bounds. Now the throw didn't give him a chance to turn it upfield, and that brings up second down.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try to pick up another first down.
On 2nd and 10, Jones.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Andre Cisco. And the Vikings are going to take it here at their own 22-yard line.
And this Charles definitely not what they were wanting to see. Remember, he threw 3 interceptions in the loss last week, and now he gives the ball away again here in the very first quarter.
And you have to think that this was drilled into him all week, too, by his teammates, by his coaching staff. They've told him all week long, we've got to protect the football. They probably crossed that fine line with giving him the right advice and saying it too much, and it turned out that it got into his head a little bit.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
Well, they certainly came out firing in this one, and while that one was incomplete, I can't imagine that'll be the last shot that they take in this game.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Hurts. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
Pass complete. George Pickens with it. Finding room at midfield. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. Big play that time on the catch and run. 33 yards. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Play action. Here's Hurts. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Getting the sack to 227-pound linebacker Quan Alexander. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down.
Shotgun handoff to Gibson.
I was pretty surprised there when they lined up to run it on 2nd and long, but it worked out for them.
It certainly did, and that requires some confidence, some fortitude, and a little bit of hope, doesn't it? You hope you catch the defense just right and break off a big run to help yourself out.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted.
Nick Needham picks it off, and the Cowboys are going to have it here just past the 25.
So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching the bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break them?
Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Flying in to pick up that sack, Jordan Brooks.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Throwing Jones. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on 3rd. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Here's Jones from the gun on 3rd down. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. First grab so far for Diggs. It's a 1st down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
After 7-0 on EA Sports. They'll go with Pollard here on first down. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule it out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it breaks up 4th down.
So on 4th down, on is the punter, Ryan Wright.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. He'll field this at the 5. That'll be a 49-yard punt, 6 yards there on the return. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
On 2nd down, a run with Gibson.
Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Hurts. Rolling to his right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss. Tress Way on 4th down is sent out to punt.
Return there of 22 yards. And the Cowboys are going to take over a great position here with a 1st and 10. On 1st down, Jones.
They'll drop this underneath to Pollard, and they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. 2nd down and 6 now from the 42.
Operating from the gun, Jones
throws left side. Atwell's got it. And he'll be brought down just shy of 40.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Now Jones from the gun on 3rd down. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. He just joined the double-digit party with that last pick. He now has 10 in the season.
And that takes a great amount of skill, study, a tad bit of luck. Bottom line, he's had a heck of a season.
They'll throw on 1st down with Hurts.
He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota.
This is exactly what I expect teams to take a shot. Right after a turnover, you count on the defense being a little bit jumbled coming out on the field, maybe catch them back on their heels, and that's exactly what they did there. They threw him downfield and really created a big play.
You said jumbled. They were the definition of jumbled defensively. One play and into the end zone.
This fielded right at the goal line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
Oh, Jones has just thrown his third interception. Picked up by Andre Cisco. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Off the play fake. Here's Hurts.
Rolling to his left.
He's got this to Pickens. Touchdown, Vikings. George Pickens,
his 5th touchdown now on the year.
And the Vikings are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now 21-0. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
Taken at the goal line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully. And take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's 2nd down. Another try after the 1st down sack. Jones. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Jordan Brooks with it. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football.
That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
Think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. Throwing again on 2nd and 10.
Hurts. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily when you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z.
And now here's another interception.
Picked up by Talanoa Hufanga. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. Well, there's 2 sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
would think about it. I think about it awfully hard, but also you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player, you have to know the situation.
And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Hurts throw pulled in by Woods. Touchdown! Jelani Woods. A 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Vikings are able to add on to their first half lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes the score 28-0. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. To throw on 2nd and 10. Hurts. Had his hands on it, but dropped it. The rookie making a little bit of a rookie mistake. 3rd down. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Then he's got the hook up here. It's Woods. And he is stopped just short on 3rd down. Got 9 yards, but needed 10. They'll go. It's Gibson. And he picks up the 1st down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. On 1st down, Hurts. Taking in left side, it's Wilson. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So not quite a 1st and goal just yet as they come up now 2nd and inches. Here's Hurts to throw. This is caught. Oh, he's brought down. And remember here, no timeouts left. They got to get to the line quick. So we've reached halftime here in Minnesota with the Vikings on top. As we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. It's the Cowboys who get the football first, and they trail here as well as we resume action in the 3rd quarter. Velus Jones now from his end zone. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And they'll have very good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. We'll see, Charles, if they had a chance to hit the reset button at halftime. They have not scored. They're facing this big deficit. And if they're going to come back, it's going to have to start right now.
Yeah, and for them, it's not dwelling in the negative because, yes, they were totally ineffective in the first half. But we've seen many games that have flipped around in the second half. It all starts with this drive right here. They get something good going, put some points on the board, they begin to have hope.
Jones now on 1st and 10. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the shrinking.
Jones in trouble here, and down he goes. Julian Okwara able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time. Jones throwing on 3rd and long. And that will be incomplete.
This is just a continuation of what we saw in the first half. So much for the fresh start to begin the 3rd quarter. Still off-target throws, no rhythm throwing the football, and obviously no touchdown scored in this game.
They'll try and throw for it here. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. A surprising move to go for it predictably, at least somewhat predictably. It doesn't pay off. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. Room here to run. Touchdown, Vikings. Antonio Gibson with his 6th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Vikings have taken a 5-touchdown lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes this 35-0 now. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. Here's Jones to bring it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
As soon as he leaped down and began his route, someone on the defensive side moved with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
They're going to try and throw. Flush to his right. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with the football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. A give to Gibson running right. And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Once more, Gibson. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop it behind the line. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the 1st. Got a man and he hits him in stride. Touchdown, Vikings! Jelani Woods, a beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Vikings have taken a 6-touchdown lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it is 42-0. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. return is Jones from the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
In every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried.
And now here's another interception. Picked off by Tyson Campbell. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, I mean, we get it. They're trying to make something happen here in this third quarter, CD, but I don't think a pick six is exactly what they had in mind.
No, not at all, because this offense, they've been stuck all game long. Haven't dented the scoreboard yet, and they're kind of forced to take a few chances here, and that one, it backfired in a big way.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Taking it about the 1. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. The disparity in this game, it just seems to grow with each possession here, Charles. They are really struggling. They have not put up a single point, and on the other side, the points keep piling up and up and up.
So you know the frustration level has to be rising, right? So they've got to find a way to quell that, because otherwise they certainly won't get anything done in this one. Keep diving.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Talanoa Hufanga. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, what has been a fantastic game for this defense has been rough for this offense, and certainly a signal caller, Charles, that's thrown all these interceptions. Another one there, and this one taken all the way back for the score.
They're hoping to hold a nice little spot in the post-game highlights to show this rip of interceptions and great plays this group has made. They've been on it from snap one.
Here's Jones to bring it out of the end zone. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
And down to a knee. Well, that's one option. Play call here to say the least. Thought it might be a trick, but no, he actually goes down to a knee. A third down now. Those last two plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. Is going to do it for this third quarter of action. And here's Ryan Wright now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. Returnable here from the 38. Nowhere to go that time. It's a 46-yard punt with a loss on the return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food, because that is something that you and I really enjoy talking at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, and also the performances that we've seen this year. We've seen a bunch of thrower. Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it #1 for what we've seen this season.
On first down, right back to Gibson. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he's got this pretty close to a first down at the Cowboys' 24.
Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with third down coming up.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll run with Gibson.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.
132 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. They'll run with Gibson.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. And give him 5 that time as they draw a bit closer here for a 2nd and goal.
That's good hard running right there on 1st and goal. That gets them down to the 2 and puts a lot more pressure on that defense.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. They'll try to run with Gibson.
And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown.
Antonio Gibson,
his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 9 on the season.
And the Vikings are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
And this will come out to the 25 as Jones elects for the touchback.
And they will take a knee here. And they take a knee.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. And they'll indeed take a knee.
And here's Ryan Wright now
as he's on to punt for Dallas. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Fielded at about the 28. A 46-yard punt, 8 yards on the return.
And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10.
And they will take a knee here.
they take a knee. Just a blowout win for them today, Charles, but a shutout blowout win as well. Clearly just